Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining me today on our I Object series. This is the second video. Last week, we talked about the objection of cost and how to address that. And I just want to give you some reminders about why I'm doing this series. I've called this our excellence training that we're really going to be focusing on in our team, because I want us all to feel comfortable and confident in what we're doing. So something that is paralyzing to people is a feeling of not being confident, right? If you're confident in something, you speak about it, you address it, you can talk to someone about it without feeling any fear. But if you're not confident, then that's when you feel like you don't have an answer. I'm just going to stay quiet. I'm not going to say, I don't know what to say. And so I don't want us in our business, especially, I mean, for everyone, a new person, and especially for those who have been around for a long time, to not feel confident in what we're doing. So it's my desire to do these different series. And right now we're in objections, to provide you with training so that you feel confident and you feel excellent in what you're sharing and what you're doing, and that you feel that you have the tools and the know to respond to things when you are approached by them. So last week, like I said, we talked about the cost objection. If you need to find that, it's on our team page under the excellence training guide. And this week, we're going to go over a few more objections. But before I do that, I want to remind you that you're not just answering an objection. You don't want to just give a response and kind of move on. You want to overcome the objection. You want to move past that. Most objections are driven by fear, lack of knowledge, or someone simply just doesn't want to do it and they don't really have the guts to tell you that. And so when someone gives you an objection, if you can get to the root of why they feel that way, again, you can pretty much overcome an objection by providing information and asking them if that has resolved any doubt that they had or answered the question that they had, etc. And so it's really important to follow up every time that you answer with getting their feedback. So you want to ask them, tell me your thoughts now. You're going to hear me say this a lot as we go through these objections. Tell me how you're feeling now. I would really love your feedback on this. What do you think now? This is all after you've overcome the objection. And so I just want to remind you that that's really important. You don't want to just say, oh, it's, oh, cost is an issue. Well, I found that if you save money, you'll be fine. And move on. Like, you want to make sure you're getting to the root of what the money issue is. And if you've answered that question, and then ask them, how do you feel now? Because they'll say, oh yeah, you've provided me with a solution to that doubt or fear. And so now I'm ready to go. Or now at least I have a plan. If it's money and they need to save, at least now they have a plan to move forward with. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a few different topics, but they kind of go hand in hand. So I don't want to be salesy or annoying. I don't do MLMs, or they haven't worked for me in the past. And I don't want to be that girl that people look at and go, ah, here she comes. Okay, so we're going to talk about those three. And I'm going to start off with, I don't want to be salesy or annoying. And first of all, it's very natural to share about what you love and what you're passionate about, right? One thing that I love to share about is a good deal. And so if I find a good deal, you will see me post about it, or I'll be talking about it at a baseball game with all the parents, etc. I don't know if you noticed, I recently just posted, is anyone flying Hawaiian Airlines? That's because I have a friend going to Hawaii, and I know that Hawaiian Airlines in flight offers a Hawaiian Airlines card, and you get 70,000 miles with no minimum purchase. And that's only offered on the plane. So I'm trying to get my friend free tickets to Hawaii. And so that's why I'm asking that question, because I love a good bargain. I never want people to pay more than they need to. Someone's shopping for a car, I'm always like, please don't buy new. You know what you can find. And so it's natural to share about the things that you're passionate about. If you are passionate about helping people, sharing about what we do should be natural for you. You're watching your friends hurt. You're watching them look for solution. you're watching them post about their problems on Facebook. If you aren't telling them, hey, I have something that could potentially help you, I don't know why. Like, why would you want someone to have a solution for you? If someone said, I don't know how to get to wherever, and you knew how to get there, would you offer them the directions, or would you just go like, good luck, hope you find your way? So you're friends with problems, with health issues, with pain, with energy problems, with money issues. They don't have time for you to get out of your head about helping them. So not wanting to help them is something that you really need to evaluate. Now, you might also hear someone say, I don't want to capitalize on someone else's problems or their health issues. And I get that, that's important. But I want something I learned yesterday. I started my high performance coaching. And one of the things we went over was something having intrinsic, I don't want to say value, but like intrinsic importance to you and extrinsic importance. So the intrinsic importance is about how something makes you feel inside or how important it is to you, like morally. And so speaking of our goals or our business, how important is it for you to feel that you're helping people with their health problems, or you're helping people sleep better at night because they're not worried about that debt? If that's inside you as someone who wants to help people, that intrinsic desire is super important. If you're only motivated by extrinsic factors, for example, the money, the prizes, the trips, then yes, you're going to feel like you're capitalizing off of people. And I'm not saying that the money and the prizes and the gifts and the trips are not exciting and not something that they're not negative to want those things. I mean, I joined this company for the business aspect because I needed to replace an income, but it fit perfectly with my desire to help people feel better about themselves. And so that was important to me. That was something that I'd been doing with my previous company, not making really any money, but I loved it because I was helping women feel good about themselves. And so that translated into this business and expanded because it was for men and children and everyone. So you have to have that intrinsic desire to help people. And if you truly have that and you love people and you care about them, at the very least, you love and care about your friends and the people you know and the people they know, then you're not going to come off as capitalizing on someone's problems. And the best thing about Plexus is that, of course, we want to do things. We want to share and lead with integrity. But Plexus already, everything we do about Plexus is already has those components. And so even if that was a worry of yours, one of the beautiful things about the company that we've chosen and partnered with is that they share the opportunity, share the products, share this lifestyle because they care about people. They want to do the right thing. And they lead with integrity. So the messaging that they share, the training that they share, the ideas that they provide us with, they all come from a place of wanting to share correctly and with integrity. And so those tools are already in place for us through the company, which is awesome. And we share because we're the hope and happiness company, right? We want to provide hope and happiness to people. We don't just say, we want you to feel better and we're going to make a lot of money doing it. That is not how Plexus presents itself. So we're already a couple steps ahead as far as that goes, because we don't have to do that work. Plexus has paved that road for us. And so if you feel like you don't know this about Plexus, or you don't know how to share with integrity and caring about people, I would encourage you to get into the Plexus Ambassador community and watch the Motivation Mondays, the product training videos, and all of that, because you will see that that is the heart of Plexus. Another perspective when it comes to capitalizing on someone's health issues or problems is just to switch that frame of thinking, because if you think about it, nurses, counselors, doctors, nutritionists, I mean, estheticians, right? Aren't they capitalizing on someone's problem? You have a skin issue, you go to an esthetician. You're sick, you go to a doctor. So flip that script of capitalizing on someone's problem to I'm helping somebody solve a problem. And should you be compensated for helping someone? I mean, that's what jobs are. People specialize in a field and they are compensated for being an expert in that field. And so that is something that you shouldn't be ashamed of or feel weird about. All righty, so the next one is I don't do social selling or MLMs. So I want to premise this objection with encouraging you to find out why a perspective feels this way. There is a root cause of this emotion, of them feeling this way. And so you want to, you want to find out what that reason is. Okay. So ask them questions when they're like, oh no, I don't do MLMs. I mean, I have to tell you, whenever I see on a Facebook post or like an Instagram post that someone's like, link your business unless you're an MLM, or tell us your favorite products except MLMs. I get so angry that they like blanketly just cut us out because I'm like, clearly you have a bias that's rooted in misinformation, because not every MLM is negative and not every product that comes from an MLM is trash. So that makes me crazy, but side note, you got to find out why they feel that way. So ask them, what makes you say that? What makes you say, oh, I don't do MLMs? They'll say, oh, they're so shady. And then you might ask, well, have you had a negative experience with one of them? Because it's not unheard of to have a negative experience. You know, have you tried, did you try one yourself and feel like it didn't work out? Yeah, I did. Well, tell me about that. Oh, the startup costs were this much money and I had to carry all this inventory, or they sold me a bag of goods that it wasn't actually what it was. Like, find out what their root problem with MLMs are. Ask them, tell me more about that. And get to the root issue of why they have this bad taste in their mouth. Another thing to consider is if they say, I tried network marketing and it didn't work for me. Again, find out why. That could go two different ways, okay? You might want to ask yourself, why do I think she wasn't successful? Let them, let them tell you, like, well, why did that not work out? Tell me more about that. And then you're going to get clues, okay? Does this person have integrity? Do they themselves have integrity? Because if they don't have integrity, then they probably did work in a shady way and it didn't work out for them. Is this person a hard worker? Because people do buy into network marketing businesses thinking they're buying a lottery ticket, and this isn't what we are. So if they're not a hard worker or they don't have integrity, is that even really someone that you want to link arms with? So when I heard this, I thought, wow, what a good way to filter out people that maybe you don't want on your team. And it's like, okay, thank you. I just saw on the Diamond page that someone said something kind of negative. I don't remember if it was about Plexus or I forget. And someone was like, how would you respond to this? And one of the girls responded like, I wouldn't. To me, that's a clear indication of she's someone that I don't want to work with. So it'd be like, cross off the list. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, bye. And I thought, yeah, that's so true. Like, we are constantly wanting everyone to say yes. This isn't for everybody. And when you get someone like that to say yes, they become a thorn in your side. And then you're upset because they're a nag and they're negative and they want your time and they demand your time, but they don't put in the work. So this is a good way of filtering out people who maybe this isn't for them. And so you do want to see that. The other thing, though, could be, was there a lack of support in the company that they tried? Or maybe it wasn't the right products. So that isn't necessarily a negative reflection on the person. It can mean that they're still a really good potential business partner. And so you would want to point out to them, when they tell you, oh, I didn't have the support, we didn't have the training, you could let them know, wow, Plexus is awesome. Every week they put out a calendar. On Mondays, we have a call. On Wednesdays, we have a call. Once a month, we have community huddle when our executives talk to us and give us all the information of what's going on. And so I understand that it is really hard to work in a vacuum with no support, but that will not be a problem with Plexus. So then you can overcome that objection. Not the right products. If your audience isn't into whatever it is you might have been selling, everybody's into health and wellness. Everybody wants to feel better and great. And so that could be the thing. And so how I would respond to this kind of once you get past those preliminary issues is I totally understand. So many people have said the same thing. And here's what I've found. That Plexus is different than any other company out there. We have life-changing products that people need, and they are consumable. So they're going to order every month because they run out. That was one of the key things that attracted me to, well, what I did in general. Like, me, I have Pampered Chef parties all the time. I love Pampered Chef, but all the time, once every 2 to 3 years, because their pots last forever. So consumable product was important to me in any company that I partnered with. And I've only partnered with 3. I always like to remind people I don't jump around. I did skincare and then I found Plexus. But you want to let them know we have a consumable product people are going to order every month. I also love that our products are not gender specific or age specific. So they appeal to everyone. That was a key factor in me moving from skincare to Plexus. When I left my legal career, I needed a significant income and not just play money. And so Plexus opened the door for me to be able to have my dad try it, have my brother try it, and have my nieces and nephews and kids try it. And so that was awesome. You might want to point out that we don't have inventory. We don't have to hold in-person parties if we don't want to. And even when we do, they're not really parties, right? They're sip and sees we share with people. We don't have any quotas, and the startup cost is equivalent to about 3 cups of coffee. So super low. You can go on and on and on. I mean, I will encourage you when I post this on our guide to drop more reasons why Plexus is different than any other company in the comments so that people know. Our comp plan is unique. Our trips that we go on is insane. I have friends, I see them go on trips, and the trips are nice, but how they earn them is not the same as us. It's very difficult. Okay, you can also share with them, there's a reason why we're one of the fastest growing network marketing companies, because we have systems in place and the support that you are going to need to be successful. So you will be guided from the day you start. And you're going to quickly see why people have success with Plexus when maybe they don't have that same success with other companies. And then it's really important to use third-party validation with every objection. So I don't know if I went over there with the cost objection, but you would say something to the effect of, like, hey, I had a friend that cost was an issue, and what she did was she saved this much money every month. So that by summertime, she was ready to commit. Or, we looked at how many times she ate fast food out, whatever. You want to talk about third-party validation. So in this case, you could say, you would want to find someone, for example, you could say me or Amy or any of us who came from a different company and say, look, I get it. My friend came, this is after you've given all the objections. I mean, the response. So you don't want to say, I get it, because that's the beginning. But you want to say, I have a friend that came from another network marketing company that was like skincare and makeup, and she wasn't really able to advance past a certain point. And you could even kind of put a financial aspect into this and say, but when she left her legal career and she needed to replace a full-on salary, She looked into Plexus and knew that this had potential. And so she came into Plexus and was able to advance up the ranks more quickly and beyond what she was able to do in her prior company. So I've seen her do it. I've seen other people on my team do it. So I know that it's possible. I've done it, whatever your story is. And then you want to say, I'd really, I'd love your feedback on this. What do you think? And so that you can understand. So if they'd say like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Or no, but okay, what else? What else about network marketing have they heard or seen that they don't, that is leaving a sour taste in their mouth? So in that kind of same vein, if they say, well, I don't want to do network marketing because it's slimy or like, ew, cringy, then you can also point to an example. There are plenty. The video, oh, I got to sneeze. One of the videos that I watched, I've looked at so much information to kind of get a good compilation of responses, was a lady that thought the same thing, that she was just like, I hate network marketing. I'm not going to do this. Her name is Michelle. I'll have to get her last name. But you can say, you remind me of my friend so-and-so. Or, you know what? I have heard this in Plexus before. I have heard this from people that have joined or in our company before. And I know that people have had a bad experience. But what I've learned is that I studied the business model and I found that this is one of the best industries on the planet. And there's a reason it's one of the fastest growing industries. And not having an understanding of the way that it should be done, but rarely is done, but Plexus does, I'm now shouting it from the rooftops. I'm such and such rank, tell them what your rank is, and I'm taking as many people to the top with me as possible. So again, the sliminess, that's because they're not understanding something about network marketing. One of the things I see so often is, oh, well, you make money off your downline. Okay. Oh, my eye's hurting me. People in sales managers, they make commission off of their team sales. They have goals. They're out there encouraging their team to sell more, whatever. People make commission off their teams. Like we're not the first ones to do that. And so that kind of makes me laugh. But again, it's a lack of information. It's a lack of understanding. So yeah, we do make money off of our teams, but that's pretty common in sales. You see these, I don't know why I always go to this example, but you see people with these Snap-on tool trucks going to mechanics and trying to sell them tools. My friend used to be a manager at a company like that, and he got bonuses based off his team sales. So it's pretty common for people to get paid off of their team's efforts. So that's understanding one of the things. If they've had a bad experience with an MLM, not necessarily on the business side of it, but just in a purchase or whatever, I would say, this is a great example. I would say to them, have you ever been, I totally get it, but have you ever eaten at a bad restaurant? The service was bad. The food was terrible. Like, of course you have, right? We've all been to a bad restaurant. And have you ever eaten at a good restaurant? Sure. So we don't stop going to restaurants just because we had one bad experience, right? What we do is we decide which ones we want to go to and which ones we want to cut out. Yes, I know. I saw someone talk about real estate. I don't know, was it me in the other one? I don't remember. I saw someone just talk about realtors as an example. Oh, I know. It's a different objection. It's about trying a product, and her, that'll be in another training, but about wanting to try the product first or something, that it was like a realtor doesn't have to live in every house that he sells. So you don't have to try everything. You just know this is good for you. This is a good fit for you. Anyway, off topic. But yes, realtors will come into play later. But back to the restaurant. So we just decide which one to go to, right? We don't go to the ones that serve crappy food, and we go to the ones that are delicious. Same thing with doctors. How many of us have said, I went to this dentist, he made me so angry, and you tell all your friends, do not go to that dentist. It doesn't mean we don't go to the dentist. We find a good dentist. So you just got to figure out which ones are the good ones? Which ones have integrity? Which ones have staying power? And I found that in Plexus. So that would be your response to someone, is kind of talk to them about the restaurant analogy, good ones, bad ones. You just got to find the good ones and pick the good ones that have integrity, good products, and staying power. And I have found that in Plexus. Okay. Back to third-party tools. So you may want to say, give an example of a friend who felt the same way, or how we have a different, how Plexus stands out differently could be a diamond documentary that you're sharing, or a compensation plan video that explains all the different ways that we are able to make money. And so that sets us apart from other companies. Or invite them to our Real People, Real Stories call and say, look, we have people every week talking about how these products and how this business is different and how it's changed their lives. Do you have 20 minutes? And invite them to the call. Another tool that I'm going to try to go faster, but really quickly, another tool that you can use when it comes to network marketing, social selling, direct sales is the color personality. I'm not a huge fan of this kind of thing, but it makes sense. So if someone is, let's say, yellow, that people pleaser kind of personality, you could let them know, I have found that social selling or network marketing is such an amazing industry because it's literally a people helping business. And that's what yellows love to do, is help people. So the more people that I help, the more my business grows. The more I teach them to help people, the more their business grows. It's amazing. Okay. A red, someone like me, you could say, look, I have no income cap. That's what I love about this business and this company, is my business will grow exponentially based on how many people I help. And I love helping people. I love linking arms with people and teaching them to do what I do. And the fact that my income will have no limit is like, okay, yeah, sign me up. Okay. For a blue, you could approach them with, network marketing is an amazing way to go, because not only are you helping people, but we're having fun all along the way. The company's offering us prizes, incentives, trips. I love being with people, and this is all about people. And then green would be more of the details. You could say, look, you need to take a look at our compensation plan, because it is by far the most generous compensation plan I've ever seen. And I've yet to meet someone who didn't look at our plan and think, yeah, okay, I want to do this. Okay. So just different ways to approach people. Those are just some key ideas of what makes this a good industry. And then finally is the objection of like, oh no, I don't want to be that girl. I don't want to be that person. Okay. So the way that you could respond to this is, I totally get it. I never wanted to be that person either. What I found was that I just didn't fully understand social selling and network marketing. And I'm so glad that God knows better than I do, because I'm actually really proud to be that person. I'm proud that I'm the one that gets to help tired moms get their lives back. And I'm proud. Where did I go? I lost my thing. Oh yeah. I'm proud that I'm that person that helps people get out of debt. I am that person who's helping people realize their dreams. And I'm that person that helps unlock people's potential. And I'm that person that's helping enable someone to change things for their family. So I love that I get to go to bed at night. It's the most amazing feeling to go to bed and know that I'm fulfilling my calling every night to help people change their lives. So you better believe I'm glad that I'm that person. Tell me your thoughts. Okay. You have to switch what so it's not always like you are overcoming the objection, but it's not always the wording that is bad, right? Let me tell you why social selling isn't slimy, and then you explain like this. It's like, I don't want to be that person. It's like, that person who, because I'm happy to be that person. So I think that that's a cool way to reply to that. So those are the 3 objections that I wanted to go over today. Like I said, they all pretty much had to do with just kind of having a negative taste for network marketing and just thinking that's not for me. I always say, why not? To me, it's the smartest business. Little to no overhead. You're getting paid immediately. You get to pick who you work with. You get to carve your own hours. You know, opening a brick and mortar store costs minimum 100 grand to 300 to $500,000. And to get a return on your investment takes years, like 5 years or more. Plexus, you what's it called? Invest $350 if you get the largest pack. First of all, you're consuming the product, so you're not losing anything. You're not buying shelves for a store that flopped and now you lost money. You used your product, so you really lost nothing. So the most you're going to lose is $9.95. I mean, that's insane. So just understanding and digging deep into what people's fear really is, what their objection really is, what information they don't have that you need to give them. That's the bottom line to overcoming these objections. Using that third-party validation and following up with, tell me your thoughts now. How do you feel about that now? I would love to get your feedback. What do you think now? So that you keep the conversation going is super important. So thank you for joining me, and we will tackle some more objections next week. Bye. Thank you.